as a gaming company, how do you, like, what stops somebody else from copying exactly what you're doing today and take all of the success? And I think, like, in that sense, gaming is like fashion. Like, you see some, I don't know, in Paris Fashion Week, you see something walking down the runway and everyone loves it. And then you get a $10 version coming out in Primark just a couple of weeks later. It's like fast fashion. Gaming is somewhat the same. If you have a game that is doing well, then now you've got sort of 10 copies that will come out quickly. If you think about Wordle was a phenomenon earlier this year. And how many clones of Wordle are out now? What was the USP of Wordle? What was the moat? Yeah. I mean, the game, so just to break that down, like the game itself had a USP. It was a take on Mastermind and another game called Lingo, and had this unique combination of each of them. Now, that made the game sort of special in its own way. And also, I believe like the sharing part was quite an innovation as well. Like the way you could share a cryptic grid, which told everyone a story. Yeah, so that was fine as a USP for your game, and that got it to, you know, that got it to garner like a lot of attention and DAU. But it never really had a moat. If you think about it, nobody, like, why would people play this versus something else, versus an exact copy? And I think that a lot of that audience was cannibalized. But I think there's something to remember here, that IP is a moat. IP is a USP. So if you are first into a category and you are the biggest in that category, everyone will remember your name versus anyone else. I know it's soft. It's not like you have a moat as in, I don't know, I have retail partnerships and those retail partnerships can't go to anyone else because we have contracts. But if you have an IP, that, you know, nobody can copy that IP, even if they try to make some sort of similar sounding sort of knockoff. They'll never be the same as Wordle, right? Everyone remembers the name Wordle. They don't remember Wordly.
Yeah.
So I think being first and establishing a brand is something you really need to think about as a business. And I think when we were raising money, I really had to sort of educate, you know, VCs in this way, like, you know, being first, having a brand. It is really important. I think another one is community. So it's very important to build communities around your games. Those are your core players who will keep coming back. And that's very hard to do. And I think it's a little bit more effort than just like liking our Facebook page or something, because that's not really a community. That's just liking a page, and you can't really, it's not a forum. You can't chat with anyone. It's just like subscribe to our newsletter. That doesn't mean I'm part of the community. So really, that's where these solutions like Discord come into the picture. I don't know why every game doesn't have a Discord button. Like, if in the case of Bombay Play, we have community buttons, so you can join a community, and which is like a forum, and you know, we find that people who engage with that community sort of retain a lot more and far more unlikely to move to other games.